to do your weekly energy reading. So I'm going to be using my very first deck I ever purchased, my Salvador Dali Tarot deck. I do love the Archetypes deck by Kim Kranz as an oracle deck, just to add some additional messages. And then if I need to clarify anything, I do have my Rider-Waite here on standby, just in case I want to dive in anything a little deeper. So let's get started with our weekly collective messages. These are messages for all signs in the zodiac. It's not really sign specific is what it means. It's if you're here, if you're drawn to this message, or parts of it anyway, will resonate for you. I do remember when I got this deck, I thought it was hysterical. And I picked out my very first tarot card deck, and it's huge for my tiny little hands. I mean, look at the difference in the Rider-Waite, you know. But anyway, let's see what comes out for you guys. Okay, so the first two cards that flipped right side up, we have the Two of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. Interesting. So the Two of Wands talks about making a choice, having a path. Oh, and then we have, oh boy, okay, and the Devil. Two of Wands is that choice, that crossroads, right? You can even kind of see it in this picture. She's split through the wheat fields and is finally out and on a new path, right? You have to decide what path that is. Three of Pentacles talks about teamwork and working together. Maybe that new path is going to bring the opportunity to work with somebody. But then you have the Devil, which is a major arcana card here. And the Devil is not the worst card you can get, but it definitely talks about addictions, things being suppressed. You know, what do you need to release? The Devil kind of looks like the Fool, right? Like he's about to jump off of a cliff into new beginnings. I just want to see what other energies come out here. Oh. Eight of Swords reversed. Okay, so 5, 6. I'm just double check 5, 6, 7. Oh no, 7 of Swords. Okay, see, this is why I double check myself. So 8 of Swords, just because is what I thought it was, would be getting out of your own mindset. But the 7 of Swords reversed, like 7 of Swords upright, is somebody trying to sneak and get away with something. And this is like getting caught, trying to get away with something. This Devil. Okay, well, didn't realize we needed to be saucy this week, you guys. Swords is also communication. Interesting, okay. Oh, Jesus. All right. Three of Swords reversed, Page of Wands reversed. Three of Swords is heartbreak. Three of Swords is can pertain to relationship problems, things falling apart, things like that. The fact that we got the 7 and the 3 back to back equals the 10 of Swords too. So I'm just saying it's looking pretty heavy. The Page of Wands reversed is like this slow action, but coming to a complete stop. It's like no longer moving forward even slowly. So I think this week, collective, we're looking at deciding to head towards teamwork after letting go of a situation that was really heavy and hard and required a lot of communication that really bogged it down. There were codependencies, addictions, things that land in the Devil category in this situation is no longer moving forward. And in order to move forward, it's like you have to, it's also interesting to me too, that if you were to look at all of these lined up, she is looking over her shoulder at everything that's on the table. I wish I could present this to you better, but at least I can give you an idea with the first three. Or if she's on the deck, again, on the table, everything else is behind her. But because these two came out together, I feel like teamwork or working together, some sort of change that brings about stability, because this is Pentacles, Pentacles being earth. After a lot of air, which can feel very unstable, air energy, even though its communication is very not grounded energy. The Devil is Capricorn energy though, which does add to earth energy in the scenario, but it is unstable earth energy. And it is the only card in this set of cards that came out upright. The rest of them came out reversed. The 10, the 7 and the 3 making a 10, 2 would also indicate a 10 of swords is all those swords in the back and that person just on the ground like they can't take it anymore. Reaching your limit is really kind of what I'm getting here. So this could pertain to, with teamwork, could absolutely be job related. Could, of course, be relationship related with this heart being in reversed. But let's look at the archetypes deck here and see what other messages we can get. Looks like a work week for sure, and not just some light breezy energy, but that's not always what it's about, right? Interesting. Okay. I cannot make this up, you guys. So we have the sword and the storm. I'll get into it. The tear and the ocean. All right. So the sword, without getting and reading line by line what's in the archetypes book to explain this, this really does pertain to, instead of making 1,000 tiny little cuts, to make one clear, decisive cut and just communicate what that is, or what I need, a boundary, an ending, any sort of level of communication. Just make it smooth, make it clear. Don't hint, don't drag it out. Just, and if it is something you need to cut out of your life, if it is a relationship or a person, an addiction, any of those, you know, that devil energy could honestly just be an addiction or codependent behavior with the swords and communication coming through. Just like taking control, taking your own sword and making decisive actions with it. The storm, I think, just portends, or just is, as I'm saying portends a lot, but it definitely just is kind of like leaning at the things that she's trying to leave behind. Like weathering a storm, getting through the storm. You know, there being stormy weather, you know, all those cheesy songs about after the storm. All days are not sunshiny days. You know, there are cloudy, stormy, weathery days that you have to get through in life. It's not just, oh, your love's coming back to you, or oh, money's coming your way. Sometimes it's, you're going through a rough patch, you need to get through it, and in order to get through it, you're gonna have to pick up your sword and do the work. The tear, obviously can be sadness. The tear speaks of, you know, that breaking point, when you do break down, when things start to get hard, but it's also cleansing. The tear is that cleansing release. And I'm feeling like, you know, it coming out with this ocean and that being that double. It's like there being that second set of eyes above your eyesight, kind of letting you know, like, you know what this is. You know what this means for you. That's why it's collective. For one of you, this could be a relationship. For one of you, this could be letting go of a habit. For one of you, this could be a job you're leaving behind. For one of you, this could be some codependent inner work that you're doing on yourself. But, you know, it's like a drop in the bucket. It's like this infinite well of emotion you're just tapping into. There's like this second set of eyes that you, like your intuition maybe is coming back online by healing some of this and being able to see, you know, the infiniteness of the ocean and all of that water. And, you know, that saying, you know, one drop of water is 1,000 tiny drops, whatever. But it just seems like a lot of healing and a lot of hard work this week. So be prepared for that. I will use the Rider-Waite just to clarify if there are any additional messages that need to come out. I don't feel, I mean, we could definitely, I think I'm just going to focus on this pile of cards here with the Devil, the 7 and 3 of Swords, and the Page of Wands, just because that is the harder energy. And I do think it is general and it can be for, you know, any type of situation. But if there are any interesting, okay, we got 2 cards. It's so funny when certain cards come out together, how perfectly well they make sense together. So you have the Hermit, Virgo energy, the only other major arcana that's made an appearance in this deck, and the 7 of Cups reversed. So the Hermit is going within, that is kind of like shining a light on the internal work that needs to be done. The 7 of Cups reversed is you're juggling too many things, you need to let something go. That too many things can be obsession with working too hard. That too many things can be focusing on too many friendships or too many relationships, or just too many things on your plate. Jack of all trades, master of none, even though that saying says, you know, at least you're not a master of one. But it is like shining a light on the things you need to release, things you need to set down that you're juggling too much, or that you know you've been spinning these plates trying to hold them up, and this thing is what's dragging you down. I did speak to somebody recently about how like if 20% of your profit takes up 80% of your time in your business, cut it. Because you can spend 20% of your time making up 80% of the profit you were making, you know, the other way around. You have to know when to cut the dead weight, and you need to do some internal work and know where those cuts need to be made. So collective, I hope you enjoy this reading. Please let me know in the comments down below how this resonates with you, because this is definitely not a sugar and spice and everything nice kind of a reading. This is some struggle and some work, but with the opportunity to really make some change and gain some insight and get your intuition back online. So I think that's wonderful. Also, like, share, subscribe, of course, if you want to see weekly content. I'm trying to get on a weekly schedule. New to YouTube schedules. It's getting a little hard when life hits you, you know, to get in there and get this content out. But I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.